will. I hunt down pirates and desolate their vile nests. Let the Corda name make any firebrand tremble, for sooner or later I will cast them into the void. The funny thing is, people still call me the foul-tempered tyrant in all this. Caligos's amiable smile somehow resembles the bare teeth of a wild animal. Thank you for this visit, Incendio. It will not be a long one, I assure you. What do you think of the celebration? They're gonna insult her. I like it. Caligos looks around the hall curiously. One can instantly tell we've been invited by a rogue trader, not some administratum bootlicker. We are conquerors of wild sectors, slayers of unknown beasts, executioners of Xenos empires. Caligos, you should take this opportunity to learn this is what the palace of a true rogue trader looks like. Not like a Xeno menagerie, a pirate's treasure hold, or however difficult it may be for you to believe it, an orbital brothel. Enjoy your evening. Oh, believe me, I intend to enjoy myself to the full. To justify so long a voyage, if nothing else. Keep the faith, Muck Von Luck. The Emperor protects. Okay. Let's see. Alright, let's check the other side of the room. What's this? These swords belong to the presumptuous governor of Phobos 6, who staged a revolt hundreds of years ago. The insurrectionist's hands, preserved against decay, are still resting on the sword's hilts. Their hands? Okay. These sinister Xenos instruments of death are now trophies demonstrating the invincibility of House von Valancius. May the Emperor keep you, Muck Von Luck. A great day. Heinrichs is here somewhere. There he is. A group of aristocrats stands apart from the governor's circle. Their whispering carries a tinge of displeasure. Macarius, the clear leader of this gathering, is a gaunt, bilious-faced man dressed in Sarbat colors. This must be Macarius himself, head of the house. He offers you a ceremonious bow. My congratulations, your lordship. May the Omniscient grant your understanding, from Toriana. The woman with whom he is conversing, the one dressed in a robe with gear-shaped adornments, is Toriana Gaprak. It is difficult to read her face due to it being covered in numerous augmentations. Lean towards Heinrichs. Interesting conversation. It's been very illuminating, giving me plenty of food for thought. Heinrichs' response is barely audible. Awareness failed. Heinrichs looks away, tracking the guest's movements around the hall. What can you tell me about my guests? Well, Macarius Sarback is all but throwing darts at your portrait. He is more astute at choosing women than enemies. He is trying to entice Gaprak to his side, but she's too frightened after the fiasco on Kiava Gamma. Even in leisure, you never cease to be of help. I appreciate it. That is why they call it the unsleeping eye of the Inquisition. Even in sleep, I hear everything. That doesn't sound very restful. Muck Von Luck, before this gala concludes, there's something I'd like to tell you. Be careful today. I sense that a wave of darkness will soon hit our defensive lines, and I hope that I will still get a chance to meet you there as an ally. How are you these days, Toriana? Like a forging hammer, Toriana's voice falls heavily on the ear. The corruption of Kiava Gamma was a great blow to my family. The contemptible Cubist Delphin betrayed our trust, desecrated the forged cathedrals, and took my esteemed cousin's life. On behalf of my family, I humbly beg you to forgive our negligence. I am ready to accept any punishment. Perception. Look closely. Success. There is something lurking beneath Toriana's repentant expression, a grudge. It would seem she was personally offended by the nightmare into which Cubus Delphum plunged her domain, and she feels betrayed. Oh, wow. This option. It pleases me that we think alike. I also think you're to blame for everything. God dang. I give you my word, Kiava Gamma will be rebuilt in all its splendor. Toriana raises her mechanical eyes to the ceiling. I swear on the Omnisci's all-encompassing insight, we will make every effort to justify the cost of its resurrection. Macarius scoffs. It was only a year ago that none could doubt House Gaprak's usefulness, yet here you are, Toriana, on your knees justifying the cost. Macarius, I'm surprised you deigned to make an appearance here this evening. Macarius' face twists into an unpleasant smile, which makes the artificial skin on the left side all the more prominent. I am a servant of the Von Valancius dynasty. Had I not come, I would have committed an act of unacceptable insolence and damaged my family's honor. Macarius' wife offers you a charming smile, as if apologizing for her husband's vitriolic tone. Her large dark eyes are brimming with curiosity. I would like to become better acquainted with your wife. Macarius is visibly vexed by this shift in conversation. His wife offers you a reserved smile. Oh, phrasing. Regina, it's an honor to be in your company, your lordship. Oh my gosh. Weapon skill? Yo, what? I could point a gun at this man. Persuasion. It is my pleasure. Macarius is lucky to have such a beautiful wife, perhaps more so than you are to have him. Persuasion succeeded. You flatter me, your lordship, but I cannot say that it is not to my liking. Regina gives you a charming smile. Meanwhile, Toriana and Macarius are watching the conversation unfold, not quite believing their eyes and ears. Oh, I can still point a gun at the man. Lore Imperium. I shan't continue to test Macarius' loyalty by speaking with his beautiful wife any longer. I'm glad to know you think highly of my beauty. She blushes slightly. Macarius, face deep red, is only too ready to change the subject. I see. He bows his head. Yeah, bye. Just messing with this guy. The skull of the legendary pirate Lakshim the Freak, who terrorized the Coronis Expanse 3 centuries ago. It was claimed in a boarding attack by the esteemed Theodora von Valancius. What does displease you? Yeah, I know. The thing is, we haven't actually shot anything in 2 hours, and I'm feeling a little stir crazy. So I don't want to push it too much. I hope your lordship is pleased and not yet tired. If you wish to revive yourself a little, I would suggest proceeding to the courtyard. If I may be so bold, many guests have chosen to move into the fresh air and will be eager to offer you their congratulations. I am weary and wish to retire to my chambers. Please allow me to escort you, your lordship. I mean, I know where my room is. Your chambers are ready, your lordship. There's someone in my chair. Guards, intrude! Quiet, time to sleep. Bro, that's a sword. That was a chain sword. I heard the chainsaw rev.
To discuss, von Valancius.
You don't knock someone out with a chainsword. The same man you saw among your guests is waiting for you in your chambers with the look of someone who is supposed to be there. He casts a cold, assessing gaze over you from top to bottom. No one save Theodora has ever allowed themselves the liberty of looking at you in such a way. We have matters to discuss, Muck von Valancius. The woman behind Calcazar, clad in black armor, glares at you, her face set in predatory readiness for immediate violence, the hallmark of a professional bodyguard. Heinrichs, I thought we were friends, but friends don't break into each other's chambers in the middle of the night with weapons, do they?
We used other means of travel to pay you this visit. I assure you, rogue trader, that all your locks are in order.
Like the warp? Aim your weapon at the intruder. If something looks like an assassination and smells like an assassination, perhaps I ought to start treating it like one?
Your ill-considered behavior is both inappropriate and dangerous. For you. It causes me no discomfort and won't hinder my inquiries in any way. Master Van Kellox has spent enough time with you. He will vouch for your words. What stands out from your recent accomplishments is the suppression of a rebellion on Janus, the battle against the archenemy's minions on Kiava Gamma, and, of course, the unusual interest the Drakari have shown in you. Then that is what we will discuss.
After saying these words, he shoots you a searching look from under his brows, like a regicide player who just made the first move and is now watching for his opponent's reaction. This feels an awful lot like an interrogation.
Does it? We're in your chambers, not a confessional cell. You're in perfectly good health, and none of the varied and fascinating instruments and procedures that expedite candor are being applied to you. I assure you, you would immediately know if our discussion turned into an interrogation.
Where's the option that says you lack manners? What do you wish to know about the events on Janus?
Oh, I know it already. Even though you were quite effective at removing all evidence that could point to the blunder made by House von Valancius, it is saddening to realize that the rogue trader's connivance allowed a heretic who had been fostering a cult for years to come to power.
Theodora was the one who appointed Vistenza. What does it have to do with me?
As my colleagues like to say, innocence proves nothing.
What?
You have inherited not just Theodora's glory
Innocence
and wealth,
proves
but her
nothing.
mistakes as well.
Vistenza's misdeeds are a stain upon our dynasty's honor, I admit it.
Your humility is heartening. Rest assured, it will be noted during the investigation of your lamentable oversight.
If you knew about what was happening on Janus, why didn't you intervene yourself?
I cannot satisfy your curiosity without disclosing information of the utmost secrecy. I will say only this. We had the situation under control. There is a tangled knot of perilous events in progress in the Coronis expanse. Plucking even one thread must be performed with great precision and caution, without any room for error. Because you do not want to know the price of such an error, or what forms it might take.
What questions could you have about Kiava Gamma?
Places touched by chaos must be purged with fire and condemned to oblivion. Kiava Gamma should have been bombed to dust and pronounced a forbidden world. However, you decided otherwise and restored the colony's operation. And you didn't even go to the trouble of hiding the traces of the neglect committed by your dynasty. After all, it was House von Valancius that gave Cubis Delphim so much freedom that he sank into seditious heresy. What was your rationale?
Let the priesthood to which Cubis Delphim belonged answer for his crimes. The Adeptus Mechanicus would do well to watch their members more closely.
Clever. Alas, everyone guilty of negligence within the ranks of the priesthood of Mars has already been identified and punished. Right now, I am assessing the actions of your dynasty.
Joker chat, I made an oopsie daisy.
I hope you realize that we're talking about more than the fate of some colony. I care not for a single planet, however profitable and populous. But should corruption raise its head again on Kiava Gamma and try to spread, I will burn it away. And you will be guilty of criminal negligence.
The Drukhari have shown an interest in me. Are you referring to my ruined capital?
Yes, yes. The enmity between you is a known fact, but there is another way to look at it. On Veabos 6, you met the Archon of a mighty cabal, whose presence there seems strange to begin with, and lived. You subsequently encountered a number of her closest henchmen. Yet, again, you survived. Your capital fell victim to a nefarious attack, but even this time, their daggers missed your heart. Such remarkable luck. To be a personal enemy of such an influential Xenos. To have been attacked so many times and yet make it out alive. So remarkable that one has to wonder, Am I watching a spectacle? Could all these thrilling massacres be an alibi of sorts, meant to establish you once and for all as an enemy of the Xenos and never their ally or even their agent?
Wow, you almost died to these guys a lot, but you didn't completely die. Maybe you're their friend. Lore Imperium. Xenos made more attempts on Saint Drusus's life than mine. Does that make him a traitor too?
So you already think you're cut from the same cloth as St. Drusus, do you? Ambitious? I'll make note of it.
Have I answered all of your questions?
Far from it, my dear. The questions are manifold. How did you manage to survive the battle that claimed the life of Theodora, who was so much more experienced and skilled than you? Is it a coincidence that you and you alone then made it out of the trap on Rykad Minoris? How much truth is there in the rumors being spread by the heretic Kunrad Voitvia about you? The very existence of these questions would have made many of my colleagues doubt the quality of your character, but it won't in this case. Your transgressions are sufficient grounds to bring you before the Inquisition's judgment. And believe me when I say that if you fail to draw certain conclusions from my words, this is what will eventually happen. But for now, I am willing to show leniency, which is rather uncharacteristic of me. I hope you appreciate the generosity of this offer, as your predecessor once did.
Theodora cooperated with you.
And benefited greatly from it. The warrant's power is not without limit, and neither is the protection it provides. All those mysterious expeditions, dubious experiments, collections of xenotech oddities are dangerous pastimes. It takes more than the Emperor's permission to pursue them without consequences. One must also make sure I am not displeased by it.
Why such an interest in my person?
You haven't been in a position of power for long, and so one can forgive you for not noticing the troubling changes. The cult of the Final Dawn is spreading in the Coronis Expanse.
Lord Inquisitor, it was a prank.
Not the first or the last heresy that has afflicted this sector, but one that is surprisingly resilient. Mysterious convoys are sliding by, bound for systems in the heathen stars. Just your humdrum pirate trade, wouldn't you say? Then why are the pirates themselves clueless? The Xenos, who have caused trouble in the sector before, have expanded their activities in the last few decades, and there is a logic and a method to their previously chaotic raids. Even 2 packs of space wolves, blessed space marines summoned in my name, did not cool their interest in the Expanse. A mighty explorative fleet, which has studied the Expanse for hundreds of years.
Every time he says
has
he
suddenly
expands,
stopped
I think about the
responding
books
to
in the show.
communication and sunk into a dispute over a tech heresy that was considered dead a couple of centuries ago. House Chorda has clamped down on insurgents. Yet its acts of brutality breed troublemakers just as quickly as they're executed. And this bloody carousel has consumed the attention of the esteemed incendiar. Koligos Winterscale has abruptly lost all interest in his domain, and his only apparent concern now is hunting even more dangerous xenobeasts. And the third and final rogue trader has unexpectedly perished, stabbed in the back by her own master of whispers. The Expanse is swiftly losing its protectors right when communication with the Imperium is being disrupted by the raging warp. Basically, all the Expanse has left is me and you, if you follow my instructions.
Blackmail? To what end? I am a rogue trader, and this is a flagrant violation of my privileges.
And before what tribunal do you intend to challenge my authority? If, for the security of these territories, I find it necessary to execute any individual and replace them with a puppet counterpart, turn their realm to ash, and put their servants to death, I have the right to do so.
Oh my god.
The threats I protect the Expanse against are extraordinary and justify the harshest means. Welcome to my world, where going too far simply doesn't exist.
Sublime!
No, not sublime. What kind of deal are we talking about?
I make no deals, and Emperor forbid that I give you orders. That would mean infringing on your privileges. I'm merely offering well-meaning recommendations and expecting that when the Expanse finds itself in danger, you will break away from your own affairs to heed them.
Mataluka says, is Muk on YouTube only now? No, Mataluka. I am streaming on both Twitch and YouTube right this moment. People can watch on whichever one they want.
As proof of the seriousness of my hopes for you, I can assign Heinrichs as your escort. He is my best agent, and I would not offer his company to anyone but my most trusted ally.
Dude, honestly, I'm kind of insulted by Heinrichs right now. Like, in character, I feel betrayed, and I would say get him out of here. But the only other 6th party member that I can get is Yearlyet right now, and I hate her too. Like, I kind of wish... Hold on, does this game have the ability to hire, like, just nameless... Oh my god, I'm, like, yelling as soon as I tab out of the game and the music stops. It's like when you're talking with someone in the theater and then the scene changes and you're just screaming. Let's see. Rogue Trader Custom Party Members. Is that possible? Talk to the high factotum Janice Danrock on the bridge of your ship. Tell him I wish to bolster my retinue with skilled fighters. This takes you to the character creation page where you can make your own ally. So you can? If only you had another unregistered Zyger. No, dude, look. I'm role-playing, man. I'm role-playing. Alright. Let's see. I want to confirm, though, that I can make a custom party member. They have confirmed that you can make custom mercenaries. Okay. So yeah, I'm highly insulted by what these guys did in this room. Now, I cannot stand up to them. I'm without my guards. I got 3 armed people around me. 2 of them are insanely powerful. But they're giving me the option to have this guy, who is a spy, continue traveling with me. I'm just gonna spit on his boots. Puh! Take your spy back.
Then Master Van Kellogg's will be recalled to my retinue. I have much work for you, Heinrichs.
He gives you a dispassionate nod.
My favor takes other forms as well. Please accept this gift as a sign of my favor. In an hour of need, give it to any faithful servant of the Emperor, and the Inquisition will come to your aid.
He removes a signet ring from his finger and hands it to you. You notice an intricate personal coat of arms on it.
The color indicates how close the bearer is to the Lord Inquisitor. White is beautiful, yet vulnerable. It stains as easily as one can lose the Inquisition's trust. Do all you can to preserve it.
Oh man, these options. 5 sounds fun. If you want me as your ally, you can request an audience and repeat everything you just said in public.
I take it you wish to see whose status carries greater weight. I am willing to oblige. By the power vested in me, and in the name of Terra, I hereby conscript House von Valancius in the name of protecting the Coronis Expanse from numerous threats, both internal and external. Von Valancius, you are to stand by and await the Inquisition's orders, with which you are to comply immediately upon receiving. Should you disobey, you will be pronounced a traitor to the Imperium. So, now we both know I have the right to give orders. When the safety of an entire sector is at stake, the game stops being a game and turns into a war. I hope this little demonstration of power did not do any substantial damage to your dignity.
Oh my god, this guy is such a jerk.
You are too prominent a figure for you not to affect my plans in the sector.
So he's like, sorry about your pride.
My ally or my enemy. I would prefer to think you the former. So we will see each other again. Do try to get accustomed to this thought. Here is where we part. My shuttle is waiting. It is time for me to return to my watch, for you to sleep, and for your servant to wake up. Until next we meet.
Farewell.
It is impossible to tell from Heinrich's expression what he's feeling at this moment, if anything. Dude, I'm gonna make a new companion, and their name is gonna be Better Heinrichs. And the next time we meet Heinrichs and he's in the party, it's gonna be really awkward.
The rise of the rogue trader heir restored a tenuous equilibrium to the von Valancius Protectorate. For a time, threats subsided, activity returned to trade routes, and reclaimed worlds began to heal. The new Lord Captain's subjects praised the God Emperor and their leader wholeheartedly. For none knew what fate might await them.
Wait, what? Dude, I couldn't find the freaking Kaja. Oh my god. I hate that there's no warning for, like, if you proceed with what you're doing right now, these other quests are gonna fail. This is the second time. You spend the first few hours of your morning listening to the High Factotum's lengthy report on the latest trade exchanges, arrangements, disputes, and countless bureaucratic procedures. From outside the illuminated, tightly closed windows, you can hear the muffled sounds of Dargonis and its everyday life. The life that has been passing you by lately, as you have been preoccupied with the affairs of the Protectorate from dawn till dusk. Clementia barely contains a yawn. Once Janris Danrock has finished, she pulls out her data slate. Thank you for your report, High Factotum. Your work is highly appreciated both by everyone here and the Adeptus Administratum. Your Lordship, we're almost done here. We just need to go over the final items on today's agenda that I would like to report to you personally. Next. Allow me to pass on gifts from your loyal subjects, the high nobility of Dargonis. It goes without saying that every living soul in your protectorate is blessed to serve your lordship faithfully and wholeheartedly. However, this humble gesture is meant as a token of deepest appreciation for your magnanimity toward their esteemed families. Bunch of trophies. House Rosarian made arrangements for the delivery of several tons of supplies for your future journeys. The house is also transferring a regiment of its finest into your personal charge. Each of these brave troopers has undergone rigorous Voidfarer training and will be humbled to lay down their life for you, Lord Captain. Clementia is trying to maintain a neutral expression, but you can see her face is beaming with pride. Please command them as you see fit. Stuff. Lord Captain, News of particular import has come from the House's intelligence network. Lord Inquisitor Kalkazar is rumored to be planning a visit to Footfall. A number of Imperial Navy ships were commandeered by Lord Kalkazar, and they are also being scrambled to Footfall. Furthermore, we have received reports claiming that secret messages were delivered to the capital's worlds of House Corda and Winterscale. It is possible that the Lord Inquisitor's call to arms may smother the